And we are back with Game Week 35 of the Premier League predictions. Just 4 game weeks left to go to conclude the Premier League season. After a night where I'm pretty sure every single Premier League club that played last night will end up disappointed. We'll touch on Man United, Chelsea in a moment. But West Ham losing at home to Frankfurt and Leicester drawing at home to Roma in their respective Europa competitions. All in all, really not a great night for the Premier League clubs all round. And while we're talking about disappointments, special shout out to Villarreal for being the first team in European Cup history to not register a single shot from open play in a European semi-final. So, well done to them. Anyway, on to the Premier League itself. As I said, we have just 4 game weeks left to go. As always, we will run through the results from last week, just the one game from part 2, before looking ahead to game week 35, another one that is going to be very pivotal in all of the various different races for whatever's going on right now. As always, drop a like if you are enjoying this series, and let's get straight in to that game week 34 part 2 result. So, obviously, it was just the one game. It was last night's game. That was my prediction. I expected it to be a little bit more entertaining than it actually was. And 1-1 was the final result. I mean, if I'm being honest as a Manchester United fan, how it wasn't more goals to Chelsea, I don't really know. They absolutely battered us and kind of summed up our recent form, really. We just let Chelsea do whatever they want. They had several chances that resulted in De Gea making saves. To be fair, Chelsea should have taken those chances. Most of the shots were straight at him. And then the one half chance we got fell to Ronaldo and he scored. And I think the commentary said last night he scored 9 out of our last 10 goals, including all of our last 5. So, a little bit embarrassing in that regard. But anyway, it does not affect my overall game week score. We brought 7 points into this game. We end the game week with a game week score of 7. Taking our season's total finally over that 200 mark I have been looking for. Might be ambitious, there's only 4 weeks left. Can we push for 250? It would be nice to do it. But as always, let me know down in the comments how you got on. And let's get in to game week 35. Now, we start with the Saturday lunchtime kickoff. Newcastle against Liverpool. And current form would tell you that this is a tough one to call. Obviously, I spoke about last week how if the season started when Eddie Howe took over at Newcastle, Newcastle would be second in the table behind Liverpool, but Man City would have 3 games in hand. They've been really, really, really good. However, they've not really come up against top tier competition, should we say, and they are still yet to play Liverpool and Man City before the end of the season. So I have to go on it that, yes, they're playing well, but they've not hit that sort of massive team and got a win against a massive team yet. And obviously Liverpool are playing fantastic right now. They are competing on, I'd say all 4, they've obviously already won 1. They are competing on 3 fronts right now, going to win every game. And I would expect them, even though it is away at Newcastle, to get the result here. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool win, but could be interesting. I could see Newcastle getting something, but it would surprise me at the moment. On to the first of the 3 o'clocks, we have Aston Villa up against Norwich. And let's be honest, I have to go on the opinion right now that Norwich are basically done. I gave them the chance last week against Newcastle, and yes, like I said, Newcastle have been brilliant, but they were so poor, and I don't think even if they win all their remaining games, they will stay up at this point. And Aston Villa are looking for a little bit of form themselves, and I expect them to get the result here. I am going for a 3-0 Aston Villa win. On to Southampton and Crystal Palace, and a bit of a nasty one to call this one because both teams' forms have been a little bit wayward recently. Southampton obviously having some ups and downs in terms of that 6-0 defeat, but the beat Arsenal, but then struggled last week and took 2 brilliant goals from Ward-Prowse to get the draw against Brighton. Crystal Palace, who I've been praising so much this season, are actually in a worse position now in terms of points and position than they were this time last season. Their form's dipped massively in recent times, so I can't really split them. So I'm just going to go for a 1-1 draw. And yeah, I think any result's possible there. So I think that's just the easiest one to go for. Watford and Burnley now. And kind of like Norwich, I feel like even if Watford win all their remaining games, it's not going to be enough. Burnley yet to lose under Mike Jackson and Ben Mee. It's been a fantastic turnaround for them. They've managed to get themselves out of the relegation zone above Everton now, even though Everton do have games in hand. And like I say, Watford just have not performed at all, really, since those first couple of games when Roy Hodgson took over. It's just not happened for them offensively. And Burnley have improved defensively over the last few weeks. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Burnley away win here. Again, it wouldn't surprise me to see Watford get something out of the game, but I genuinely believe right now the most likely result in this fixture is a Burnley win. But we shall see. The final 3 o'clock game sees Wolves come up against Brighton. And I looked at the table after the game last night, and if Wolves win both their games in hand on Manchester United, they will go above Manchester United. So there is incentive for them. They are pushing for a European place, be it Conference League or Europa League. They're going to want to win this one. I think they will win this one. But as always, Brighton will make things tough for them. Yes, Brighton have scored some goals recently. However, they've either been scrappy or own goals. So I don't see them doing that against a really good Wolves defensive unit. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Wolves win. I'm sure if you go through all of my videos, I've probably gone for a 1-0 Wolves win on about 10 different occasions now. On to the evening game on Saturday. It is Leeds against Man City. One of the games that we looked forward to most last season, at the start of this season, when you had the Bielsa against Pep. Free-flowing, chaos football, players everywhere. They've been a little bit more organised under their new manager, but they themselves aren't safe. They've got some horrendous fixtures coming up. And if Everton and Burnley can get results in their remaining games, I don't think Leeds are out of it. They're 5 points clear of safety, but I think Everton have 2 games in hand on them. So I'm just going to quickly double check that while I'm here. Oh no, they have 1. Everton have 1 game in hand on Leeds, so they could go 2 points behind them. I don't think Leeds are safe, and I don't think they're going to cause Man City much of a problem here. Obviously, again, Man City need to win all of their remaining games as well, and Leeds still haven't shown enough for me defensively. They did well against Crystal Palace, but like I said, Crystal Palace's form hasn't been very good recently. I'm going to go for 4-1 Man City. I don't think that's unfair. I mean, I'm more than happy to see Leeds show me up in that regard, but I just think City win this one easy, to be honest. And then we move on to Sunday. 3 games on Sunday, starting with Everton and Chelsea. Now, Everton's form at home has been good. The only game they have lost at home under Frank Lampard is the game to City, where they were very unlucky not to get a penalty. But that added pressure of now being in the relegation zone themselves and coming up against a Chelsea side who are still playing for position. If anything else, they're not safe in their Champions League spot. They are now safe from Man United after last night, but they're not safe from Tottenham and Arsenal just yet. They would have definitely targeted this as a 3 points to get them 1 step closer to their spot. And if they play like they did last night, I'm sure they'll get the win. And I'm going to go for 2-0 Chelsea. I don't see enough from Everton right now, and like I say, if Chelsea play the way they played last night, I can't see them missing that many chances again. So 2-0 to Chelsea. On to Tottenham and Leicester. And again, Tottenham's form is currently under some scrutiny. But I have to think that Leicester's mindset right now is going to be focused on that second leg. Drawing 1-1 at home to Roma, they're going to have to go and get a result away at an Italian Jose Mourinho team. So I think they may rest some players. I think that's going to give Tottenham some impetus. I might be wrong. Brendan Rodgers does tend to pick his best team wherever possible, but surely he's going to be thinking second leg. So with that in mind, I am going to give Tottenham the win here. I'm going to go for 2-1. I would have gone for more, but like I said, Tottenham's form has really not been up to scratch recently. So I'm just going to give it 2-1 Tottenham. And we'll see what happens there. On to the main event game of the weekend. We see West Ham coming up against Arsenal. And there are a lot of things that need to be considered here from a West Ham perspective. Craig Dawson is suspended, so at that point in time he was their only fit centre-back. Kurt Zuma did play last night, but did seem to be struggling come the end of the game, so whether or not he'll be able to play is unclear, but certainly right now, as I'm recording this, he is the only available West Ham centre-back for this match, to my understanding. And they've also got a second leg to look towards. Are they going to be thinking they can get fourth in the Premier League? Or are they going to be thinking, if we can get the result against Frankfurt, we're one game away from the Champions League? I've got to think, once again, they're going to be prioritising that semi-final second leg. They did last week against Chelsea. There was no Rice, there was no Antonio, no Bowen. I can see something similar happening here. And with all of that, combined with the lack of defensive options for them, I have to go for an Arsenal win here. I'm going to go for 2-1. If West Ham do pick their strongest team, I would then probably ear towards more of a draw or potentially even a West Ham win. But I'm assuming West Ham are going to rest players and Arsenal are going to be at full tilt. So I'm going to go for the Arsenal win there and call it 2-1. And finally, we have the Monday night training exercise for Brentford because, as always, it's not going to be Monday night football because we're just going to sit back and give them space, just like we have done for the last month or so. And they're going to have Christian Eriksen in all that time and space to just put balls into the box to Ivan Toney, and De Gea won't come for those crosses, so we're probably in big trouble. However, as I always tend to say, I cannot, in my heart of hearts, predict Manchester United not to win at home to a club like Brentford. And that it might be massively disrespectful to say that to Brentford, but at the end of the day, we are still 6th in the league, and Brentford are like 12th. We have a much better team than them, and we should be beating them. So I am going to go for 2-1 to Man United. Will it be 2 more Ronaldo goals? Probably, if we get that many chances. But, yeah, as always, I will not be surprised one bit if we sit off, give Brentford the time to put balls into the box towards the likes of Ivan Toney, and we lose this game as well. Yeah, big problems at Manchester United right now. But I am still going to back them this time and go for a 2-1 win. And that will conclude Game Week 35's predictions. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think the results are going to be this weekend. Like, share and subscribe if you are new around here, of course. And I will see you very soon. Thank you very much.